Your total news coverage from the Cascades to the Columbia Basin. This is Local News at 11 on Sunday.
Good evening. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm Renee McCullough. A little boy from Sunnyside has been killed after he was pinned in between two cars last night. Sunnyside police say the 3-year-old boy walked in front of one car. When his mother started the car, it suddenly jumped forward, pinning the boy between that car and the car that was parked in front of it. Family members rushed the boy to Sunnyside Community Hospital. Doctors did work for more than 90 minutes to try to save the boy, but he was pronounced dead. Police are withholding his name tonight while they notify other family members. Detectives investigating a number of murders in Spokane want to know if this is the work of a serial killer. A jogger found the bodies of 2 women lying in a ditch on Friday. They were found along 14th Street near Carnegie. Now, we should know the identities of these women tomorrow after autopsy results are in. So far in this year alone, the bodies of 7 women have been found in Spokane County. That's just since summer. Sheriff's detectives in Spokane are talking with King County investigators who handled the Green River killer case. They are looking into the possibility a serial killer may be at work in the Spokane Valley. Nobody is hurt tonight after a Burlington Northern freight train derailed this morning in Connell. The accident happened just a couple of miles south of Hatton, Washington. A spokesperson with the Adams County Sheriff's Office says 15 cars derailed from the train that carries about 110 cars. The Sheriff's Office says the train had been carrying grain and there were no hazardous materials on board that were involved. It is unknown tonight why the cars derailed. One woman has died. More than 60 others are hurt after a jumbo jet hit turbulence late this afternoon over the Pacific. The flight was on its way to Honolulu when turbulence hit the Boeing 747. The jetliner suddenly dropped. Passengers and flight attendants who were not wearing their seatbelts crashed into overhead luggage compartments and into the ceiling. The plane went back to the new Tokyo International Airport at Narita, where the injured passengers were then taken to the hospital. Divers have called off the search for a Longview woman whose car crashed into the Columbia River earlier this week. Rescue crews have been searching the river since Thursday for 30-year-old Shelley Marie Lovingfoss. They found her car in the river on Thursday. She hasn't been seen, though, since Christmas Eve. Police do not know who was driving the car or if more than one person was inside when the car went over the guardrail and into the river. They say any bodies in the car will probably wash up onto the riverbank. A jury is going to be back at work tomorrow trying to decide whether Terry Nichols will get the death penalty. The same jury convicted Nichols Tuesday of conspiracy and involuntary manslaughter charges for the Oklahoma City bombing that killed 168 people. Joan Bennett reports.
Terry Nichols could get the death penalty for his conviction in the Oklahoma City bombing, but that's not likely to happen.
For all practical purposes, Terry Nichols will receive life in prison, and there is no parole in the federal system.
Oklahoma Governor Frank Keating believes this is precisely a case where the death penalty should apply.
This was an awful, egregious, premeditated act, and I think capital punishment, if not given in this case, couldn't be given in any case.
Nichols was convicted last Tuesday of conspiracy and involuntary manslaughter, but he was found innocent of murder in the April 1995 bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. 168 people were killed and 600 were injured. Under federal laws, both Nichols and Timothy McVeigh face state murder charges back in Oklahoma. And regardless of the penalty imposed, Oklahoma County DA Robert Macy wants them tried again.
But I still think we need to bring them back to Oklahoma, try them in front of an Oklahoma jury, and let the citizens of Oklahoma have justice in this case.
But defense attorney Jerry Spence says Nichols wouldn't stand a chance in Oklahoma.
Well, I think that if you take this man to Oklahoma City and try him, you are taking him to a legalized lynching. He will be killed in Oklahoma.
Victims and witnesses of the bombing begin their emotional testimony Monday. Joan Bennett, ABC News.
Let's go ahead now and check in with Daryl Romeyn to get our first look at weather.
Well, Renee, this is the last week we'll go to work all year, and it looks like we won't have to fight the weather, at least, as it looks like a dry weather pattern heading our way, along with a lot of wind in the next 24 hours and warm temperatures continuing on into Thursday. Of course, I'll have your total weather forecast in about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Daryl. The movie about Yakima that was made in the Valley is not going to make it to the Sundance Film Festival, but the actors in the film say they do plan to make it into other festivals. Crews spent last summer filming Yakima Wash on location in the valley. Producers were only able to submit a rough cut of the movie to the festival. It didn't have music or sound effects that were added. But one of the stars of the show, Chris Wheel, says they still made it in the top 25% of all entries.
So we don't really take that as a negative, basically, because we weren't done with the film. We're finishing the film. Our deadline is, we'd like to have it finished February 1st for the premiere up here, which is going to be in late February. And then, yes, we already submitted into the Santa Barbara Film Festival, the Los Angeles Film Festival, which is a huge film festival.
Wheel says they do have a good chance for the LA Festival, and they'll also submit it to festivals in Seattle and in New York later next year. The movie Titanic still floating at the top at the box office this weekend. The movie is the most expensive movie ever made with a budget of more than $200 million. It is still at #1 this weekend. Coming in at #2, the new James Bond film, Tomorrow Never Dies. #3 is As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson. The Hong Kong government is set to kill more than 1 million chickens this week. We'll have more on that coming up. Also a little later in news, Cougar alumni gear up for the big game in Pasadena. We'll take you out to a Cougar rally in our region.
Push the fries, move the fries, smile and mention the fries. Maybe if those burger places did more with their burgers, people wouldn't have to fill up on fries.
Fries with that?
At Subway, our footlongs give you 12 inches of delicious meats and fresh veggies, all on fresh baked bread. So don't just fill up, feast on a footlong. Take the Subway challenge. Take one bite, and if you don't like our footlong subs, you get your money back. Subway, it's the way a sandwich should be.
Have you looked outside yet this morning? Boy, have we got a snow prize for you.
Need snow tires?
Lechois, traction for whatever you drive.
What you're hearing is the sound of the Dodge 1.9 Plus sale. For 10 days only, it's your opportunity to get 1.9 short-term financing plus more. Like buy with no money down. Plus, make no payments till March 1998. Plus, that's on every new Dodge car and truck in stock. So hurry, before time. Well, you get the picture.
For 8 big hours on New Year's Day, get wall-to-wall price reductions at all Wilcox furniture stores. This is the sale that shoppers wait for. New Year's Day from 10 to 6 at Wilcox Furniture. In the appliance department, get low prices on GE washers and dryers and GE dishwashers. But hurry, the extra savings on GE appliances will only last for 8 hours. Don't miss it. New Year's Day from 10 to 6. Get wall-to-wall price reductions at all Wilcox Furniture stores and Wilcox clearance stores.
The Hong Kong government is taking a very dramatic step to curb the spread of the mysterious bird flu. It's ordered all chickens to be gassed. The chickens could carry the deadly bird flu virus. Authorities estimate between 1.2 million and 1.3 million chickens will be killed tomorrow. Health workers are killing the chickens to make sure the birds don't pass along the virus to anybody else. 4 people have already died, including a 60-year-old woman who died last Tuesday from the disease. Residents in Polk County, Florida, cleaning up and adding up the damage estimates from the tornado that hit yesterday. The tornado has worked its way from Winter Haven, Florida to Haines City. At least 80 homes were destroyed. Another 150 were damaged. 8 people were hurt. 2 are in the hospital. Time now to check in with Daryl Romeyn to see how the weather's shaping up for our work week. Daryl?
Well, if we look on the bright side, this weather pattern we're having is not all that bad. Oh, sure, yeah, the wind's blowing out in the Tri-Cities, and Yakima, the skies have kind of cleared off, and it looks like we're going to have mild temperatures for the next few days. But are there any surprises? I'll have the forecast after you take a look at the current conditions.
Well, it's almost over. Your chance to get big savings. But there's still time. It's the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, where you can get low 1.9 APR financing or great smart lease on a huge selection of Chevy cars and trucks. We call it a great deal on the '98 Chevy of your dreams. But you better hurry, because if you don't get to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event by January 5th, it's lights out.
1.9, right down the road at your Chevrolet dealers Northwest.
Now's your chance to save 10 to 50% and more at Heilig Myers.
After Christmas clearance sale.
Never before has our best-selling rice bed been priced this low. Both queen and king sizes, only $3.99. That's right, our 4-poster rice bed, king or queen, just $3.99. And our best-selling sofas are at our lowest price ever. Your choice, only $3.77.
After Christmas clearance sale.
You're gonna love it.
I love the store.
Introducing Buick Celebration 98, an exciting celebration of Buick's world-class power, comfort, and style. Now through January 5th, get 0.98% APR GMAC financing, less than 1%. This can give you up to $2,100 average finance savings and no monthly payments for 98 days on every 98 Buick. Celebration 98 ends in less than 2 weeks, so you've got to get into your Central Washington Buick dealer now.
See Pocahontas and all her friends skate into action at Disney on Ice, the spirit of Pocahontas. Hey kids, KVEW Television invites all kids under 12 to save $2.50 on tickets to select performances of the spirit of Pocahontas. Tickets are on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster outlets, or call 509-735-0500 to charge by phone. Experience all the colors of the wind at the spirit of Pocahontas, playing Tri-Cities Coliseum January 2nd through 4th. The adventure continues on ice.
Well, we certainly have the Pineapple Express, but it is kind of lacking the moisture that we normally see with it. But the wind's really picking up this evening across the Tri-Cities. In Yakima, it's really not all that breezy, but the temperature has dropped down to 30 degrees. So we're going to be below freezing in one place and windy and well above freezing in the other. So just go ahead and get out there and cope with it. Here's your satellite shot, and what we see is high pressure building down off the coast of California. So while that's going to stay there for the next few days, so it looks great for the Rose Bowl, the weather not a factor. But here in the Northwest, you can see the flow of clouds in off the Pacific, a very warm air mass coming in over the top of us now. It's running into a bit of a ridge of high pressure that's established itself over the Northwest, and that is breaking up the clouds as they come on in. So moisture has been pretty slack out there over the past 24 hours. Latest radar showing still some rain showers, and it's all rain now above the pass levels in the Cascades, but even those are sort of petering out. The heaviest rain is where the clouds are making a direct hit, and that's on the southern tip of Vancouver Island into the mainland, the lower mainland of British Columbia. And it looks like that's where that flow of clouds and moisture is going to stay, and over the next 24 hours, it's even going to nudge a little further to the north. Bottom line, we're going to continue to see strong winds across the area as we basically have that jet stream right over the top of us. Little impulses embedded in this flow working their way mainly north of the area over the next 24 hours. But again, we'll see the wind, partly sunny conditions out there tomorrow. And then it looks like the higher pressure nudges everything up to the north. And we should have a beautiful Tuesday and Wednesday with mainly sunny skies, especially in the Yakima area. There may be some low clouds and fog that get trapped in the Columbia Basin, but at this point, it looks like a beautiful next couple of days out there. And then on Thursday, a change in the weather as colder air moves south from Canada. Well, let's take a look at it tonight in the Tri-Cities, where the wind is a-blowing. Latest look at that was out of the southwest and about 15 miles per hour. In Yakima tonight, better start in order here. We're looking at partly cloudy skies and some local fog possible, low 30s for your overnight lows. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10, so the wind's not blowing there yet at this point at least. Partly sunny tomorrow and the same in Ellensburg, mostly sunny in Ellensburg by afternoon. In the Tri-Cities tonight then, that wind's a-blowing. It's a little stronger than I've got there, but it should taper off sometime after midnight, but it's going to be coming and going. You know how it is out there across the Tri-Cities. Partly sunny tomorrow, and it looks like temperatures will revisit the 50s again. Wow, hey, spring here or something. Breezy and mild in Walla Walla. Pendleton tomorrow, 50s for the highs. Extended forecast, mostly sunny Tuesday and Wednesday. A little local fog possibly. Then the clouds move in on Thursday. Enjoy.
All right, thanks, Daryl. Coming up, Troy Berglund's going to have all of our sports highlights, including highlights of the Sun Kings and the American games that took place tonight. And volunteers put the finishing touches on the floats for the Rose Bowl parade. That's coming up a little later in news.
Some people think that being a nurturing dad isn't cool. Well, did you know that children who have caring fathers grow up with higher IQs and better social skills?
That's Caleb.
So whether you live with your child or not, Dad, your child needs you. And the bonds you develop now will enrich both your lives. Put children first.
Fred Meyer and KVEW, putting children first.
For 8 big hours on New Year's Day, get wall-to-wall price reductions at all Wilcox furniture stores. This is the sale that shoppers wait for. New Year's Day from 10 to 6 at Wilcox Furniture.
In the bedding department, get low prices on Simmons mattress sets, including Simmons Beauty Rest. But hurry, the extra savings on Simmons mattresses will only last for 8 hours.
Don't miss it. New Year's Day from 10 to 6. Get wall-to-wall price reductions at all Wilcox Furniture stores and Wilcox clearance stores.
Searching for a car that delivers everything you're looking for? Presenting the new Pontiac Grand Am, built for kicks, built for keeps. With a standard 16-valve twin-cam engine, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, air conditioning, and more. Plus, buy or lease Grand Am now and receive a Sony Web TV Internet terminal at no additional charge, so you can cruise the Internet. And right now, get in a new Grand Am with low 1.9% APR GMAC financing and cruise the interstate. To find yourself in a Grand Am with Web TV, go to your Pontiac dealer today.
The Rose Bowl is still 4 days away, but already Cougar fans are starting the celebration. Matt DeCample takes us to the Cougar Alumni Rally in Yakima, where fans are gearing up for the big trip to the big game.
The Yakima County Cougar Club gets together for all the big games of their alma mater. But instead of an Apple Cup or homecoming showdown, they finally get to celebrate a Rose Bowl. For many, like Alumni Director Sandy Safel, it's been a long time coming.
It's pretty exciting. I've been a Coug since 63, graduated in 67, and seen a lot of teams go to the edge and not stop those Huskies.
There's somewhere between 300 and 500 Cougar alumni living in the Yakima Valley. Many will be following their team to Southern California this week. Gary Patrick played in the 1981 Holiday Bowl, the first Cougar Bowl game of any kind in 50 years. He'll be in the stands this time, but remembers what it's like to be at the center of the excitement.
It's hard to come up with words to mention what it's like to go to a bowl game, and I'm sure those players are just having a great time, and I can't wait to get down there and enjoy the football game.
Whether they're just partying here tonight or packing for Pasadena, each Cougar has their own way of celebrating the Rose Bowl. But the one certain thing is best summed up in an ode written by a 93 Cougar graduate.
Today, Cougars young and old stand and cheer. Some far away, others near. And the one phrase no Cougar will ever hear is that old familiar motto, wait till next year.
Covering the Yakima County Cougar Club, this is Matt DeCample, Total News.
Just the first of many Cougar mottos, some we can't tell you about. What's up in sports tonight?
Well, the Yakima Sun Kings actually have some good news tonight, playing a very good game over in the Sun Dome. We'll have highlights of that game for you. Also have highlights of the Tri-City Americans, have highlights of the NFL playoff games, and a whole lot more. So when we come back, a lot of local highlights and national highlights. Here's some national scores for you, but come on back. The local stuff is next.
This time of year, Mother Nature can be so unpredictable. Everything's great, and then she shakes things up. During the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, get the vehicle designed to respond to whatever nature dishes out. Chevy Blazer with the driver control system. And get 1.9 APR financing or a great smart lease on Blazer. Check out great offers on other 98 Chevy cars and trucks. So when Mother Nature shakes, shake right back. Get to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event now and save big.
Hi!
We were the very first
with this technology.
TCS.
State-of-the-art, 0.61.
1900 megawords.
Flip. Titanium alloy.
CDMA, TDMA, and GS.
At United States Cellular, it's much simpler.
Before I get to the phone, let me ask you, how do you think you'll use it?
We see how you'll use the phone, then match the technology to you. United States Cellular, the way people talk around here. Great holiday gift ideas. Wireless service plans starting at just $14.95 per month.
Your dog, your couch, your toaster, your shoes, your girl, your dinner, your souvenir, your lamp, your 7th grade teacher, your 7th grade fantasy, your soccer ball, your shower curtain, your TV, your sex, your paperweight, your goldfish, your job, your sunglasses, your relationship, your kid's sister, your trash, your life, your car, the Honda Civic that has you written all over it. Lease a 98 Civic DX Coupe for $159 a month for 36 months and a $1,500 down payment.
Square.
Think he's a late bloomer?
Share.
Afraid she's not interested? And they're just goof-offs? What if you're wrong? Lots of kids have problems learning. But you can help. Talk to his teacher.
Ways to help him.
Communication is the first step toward a solution.
I see a lot of progress in Carl's reading.
Children first.
Last year, Drew Bledsoe and the New England Patriots skipped the wild card round of the playoffs en route to the Super Bowl. This year, no such luck. The division-winning Patriots did have to play in the wild card round, taking on the Miami Dolphins for the second time in just 6 days at Foxborough Stadium to see if Jimmy Johnson's teams could finally figure out a way to beat the Patriots. 0-2 against the Patriots coming in, and it was the Patriots looked like learning stuff coming into the game as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stuffed on 4th and inches. Then Dan Marino back to pass. It's deflected up in the air and picked up by Chris Slade. He returns it all the way back to the 30-yard line of Miami, and the Patriots in business. Drew Bledsoe taking over and going up top to Troy Brown, 24 yards for the touchdown, and it's 7-0 Patriots at the half. Bledsoe happy about that. He would be even happier in the second half as the defense adds the lead. Picked off here by Todd Collins, runs at 40 yards for the touchdown. 14-0 Patriots. They go on to win 17-3 and will play Pittsburgh next week in the divisional playoffs. To the NFC wildcard matchup today as the Detroit Lions went to Tampa Bay to take on the Bucs. First time Tampa Bay Buccaneers were hosting a divisional game, a playoff game in 1980. 3-0 Bucs when Trent Dilfer hits Horace Copeland, and it's 10-0 Tampa Bay. Second half, Tampa Bay ups their lead. Mike Allstott breaking many of tackles on the way to a 31-yard touchdown run. The big guy rumbling, and the Bucs win this game 20-10. Tampa Bay moves on to play Green Bay next week. Battle of the Bays in the NFC. Tri-City Americans entered the Christmas break riding a 9-game winless streak, hoping the time off would change things. But they put that theory to the test tonight, and it didn't work out as planned. In Seattle, taking on the Thunderbirds. Mark Parrish on the breakaway. His 4th goal of the night. 5-0 Seattle, not looking very good. Add to that lead. Aaron Baker, the sweet save right there, but can't even get up before this shot gets by him by Jason Beckett, and the Americans down big time. Chris Flynn would break up the shutout as he gets the goal, but Seattle wins 7-1. Seattle now, or the Tri-City Americans now winless in their last 10 games. Though they are by 500, the Yakima Sun Kings not very much better than the Americans this year. Like the Ams, the Sun Kings are also in last place in their division, but they were coming off a win as they hosted the Idaho team tonight, and the kids were out there with their big wheels, showing off their stuff on the court. Quinn Harwood, the new guy for the Yakima Sun Kings, showing off his stuff, driving the baseline and getting the lay-in and the foul, and he's a welcome addition to the Sun Kings. More Mr. Harwood as he gets the rebound and puts it back up and gets the bucket. Sun Kings down early, though, in the first half as Kendrick Warren, well, that's actually a fast break by Idaho, but Kendrick Warren, though, seals the deal with the huge block there for the Sun Kings. They win 95-83, and Yakima takes 6 of the quarter points in that one. Even with the best record in the NBA, the Sonics, absolutely no breathing room in the Pacific Division. The Supes came into tonight tied with the Lakers atop the Pacific. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns had the next best record in the NBA and sat just 3.5 games